When I wake up in my truck like this, it takes me several minutes just to figure out where I am. And what I had planned for today. Like, what is going on here? I'm here to follow up on a rumor of a monster that lives at Palouse Falls. Multiple swimmers claim to have been attacked. Sightings of an eel-like dragon. No, it won't be like that. Well, here we are, Palouse Falls State Park, and I had no concept of what would be here, how many people would be here, and it's crazy. There's cars and human beings, tourists everywhere. I still haven't seen the falls yet. So I've got a bit of a hike ahead of me, and I have not talked to anyone that has made this hike. So I don't know what kind of fish are at the bottom, and I don't know how extreme the hike is. Luckily, I do have my good hiking sandals, Shimano Crocs, and I got my rattlesnake-proof pajama pants. And since I don't have a backpack, I'm gonna have to use my Babe pillow to bring my fishing gear and camera gear down there. That's nasty. Deal with it. Water, very, very, very important. Tape, miscellaneous. Knife, miscellaneous. This is FXR thermalware in case it gets cold or I get stranded overnight. Worms for the fish. Apple for me. Another apple for me. Miscellaneous tackle for all species that could swim. Rain jacket. Miscellaneous camera, batteries, and gear. Headlamp. And 2 rods. 8'6" E6X steelhead rod for bait fishing. And then a 7'6" walleye IMX for miscellaneous gear. More camera gear and stuff. And there is my outfit. I'm hoping with all these people here that there's not going to be a bunch of them fishing, because I kind of thought there'd be very few people around here and no one even considering fishing. But we'll see what the hike looks like. This is not good. Whew. This is crazy. Like maybe with a backpack, but otherwise, I don't know. This is crazy. Like, is crazy. So I imagine I got to go somewhere up here, down somewhere over there. And then there's people here and seemingly a path along here that's gonna go all the way down to there. This is a little bit ridiculous here. I'm not a huge fan of heights, so this is interesting for sure. There's my footing, and there it goes, straight down. There's a crazy person right there. Crazy people waving at me over there. Jeez, that's 250 feet of down, 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 down. And like I said, I have not talked to anyone that has fished here before, and there's nobody here fishing now, although there's lots of signs of litter. Pick up your litter, you slobs. Seriously. So I don't know what kinds of fish I'm gonna catch here, but I suspect it'll be a possibility of catfish, walleye, bass, and maybe even trout. So I'm gonna start with throwing a little Cleo for everything except for catfish, I guess. And then I'll try swim baits to get down a little deeper and maybe focus a little bit more on the walleye side of things. And if none of those active baits work, I've got worms. I will be bottom fishing with some worms to just try and catch a catfish or whatever will bite below Palouse Falls. Okay, blue and silver little Cleo. First cast. Into the unknown. First week of May, water temperature I would guess is in the low 60s. Fish on. Fish on, and it is a baby smallmouth. Okay, definitely gonna grow up to be a trophy creek smallmouth. Look at this, see that little bit of brush there? They're sitting just on the outside of that brush. Just gonna flip the spoon right in there. Another fish. Another big smallmouth. We'll give this one a better release. Fish the foam. See the foam? A wise man I know, Stu Thompson, epic Manitoba fly fisherman, always said fish the foam, because in areas like this, the foam's stacking up there and so are the fish. Oh, I just had a bite as soon as I cast into that foam. Another one tried to chase me out. Fish the foam. Watch this, here we go again. Okay, I landed just outside of it. I'm gonna come through it. Another bite, another bite, another bite, got him. There are smallmouths stacked up in that foam. Yep, another little smallmouth. Can you beat that backdrop? Awesome. I'm getting hits like one after another here. There are so many fish stacked up in this foam here. So I'm going to probably go try a small swim bait and see if I can get it down a little deeper, because maybe there's walleye or larger smallmouths holding in the deeper parts of the eddy. This is an absolutely epic eddy and spot setup, because any fish coming up the Palouse River are getting stopped here in this big natural back eddy. This is the best holding spot in the entire river, in spring at least, as fish have a natural tendency to migrate up the river here. So I'm gonna try and work the depths and see if there's anything down there. Had a hit right away. Fish on. It's heavier. Whatever this is heavier than those smallmouths. Here we go. What do we got? We've got a bigger fish. It's a walleye! Oh yeah, look at that! Walleye on a glossy shad swim bait below the waterfall. And that would be an absolutely perfect eating sized fish, but not today. Maybe there's a bunch of walleyes in here, which would be awesome. Bites, 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 bites. Is that all bites? Holy smokes. Fish on. Oh, it's got to be a smallmouth or a trout. What on earth? It's a pike minnow. Oh my goodness. You're gonna see plenty of these, hopefully, in the next few days. This is my first pike minnow ever. There is a bounty on these, and you get like $5 or $8 a fish or something like that. So the idea is that I'm gonna film some shows catching, hopefully, hundreds of those things and make hundreds of dollars. I don't know if that's realistic or not, but I've officially caught my first pike minnow ever on a swim bait at Palouse Falls. Fish on! What do we got? It's fighting weird, like scrappy. It's either a smallmouth or another one of those pike minnow, I guess. And it's another pike minnow. Unbelievable. So these things, for years, were known as squawfish, which I guess is politically incorrect because they finally changed the name to pike minnow. I don't know what the pike part means, but this is definitely just a big minnow. It's in the minnow family, and it looks like a minnow. There's no other way to describe it. So far, my little experience with the pike minnow is that it's not a bad little fish. They're scrappy. That fought way harder than the walleye that was of comparable size. So again, I'm just gonna pitch it out into the middle of the eddy, let it sink all the way down nice and low. And then I'm just gonna keep it on a tight line so I can feel it swinging along and hitting rocks. And then once in a while, I reel it along to change the direction of the bait. There we go. What is it? It is one of those 10-inch smallmouth. Real good, real good. Okay, that's it for this jig. So right now, for the first time, I'm realizing that I actually have to walk back up this hill. Never considered it on the walk down whatsoever. This gives you some size perspective on how far down I am. That's a human being up there. And if I zoom out, that's how far down I am. I've got a little bit of a strategy to make the walk up the hill easier. Right there is 2 liters of water that I should turn into hydration now, and then hopefully I can pee it all out before the walk up, and then I've actually shed pounds. Three burps, and I feel way better. Need a couple more though, or I might still throw up. 2 apples, these are about a ½ pound each. Also the only food I've eaten all day. So in my final moments here, I'm hoping to scratch one more species, maybe a catfish or a carp, or even just more of what I've been catching. So I put on a double hook rig, piece of night crawler on each hook, up to a 3-way swivel that has a dropper weight on a lighter break off line. So, you know, I'm bottom fishing here. That dropper weight can break off if snagged, and I can tie on another weight and get it back out there. I actually just saw the first carp that I've seen jump here. So that's another potential species for us to catch. Instantly, I have a fish on. Instantly. And it is a baby pike minnow. It's a lot smaller than those other ones that we caught. Don't let the sun go down on me. Fish on. Come on, be a catfish. Or a carp. If it's a new species, I think we've done the Palouse Grand Slam. Oh, it's a catfish. It's a catfish. Well, we got smallmouth bass, walleye, pike minnow, and now channel catfish. We're gonna call that the Palouse River Grand Slam. I don't know if there's anything else to catch here, but I do know it's getting dark and I'm getting out of here. Good night.